That's Miles Red Songbird, Miles Red Birdsong in New York City, Evangeline Einstein. Mainstream includes to the marginalized. This is a scrapbook of the Ghosts of Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Christ Superstar by the Michelle Birdsong. The Heaven Eve Energy. The energy of heaven is Eve. Alright, this is Michael Bublé, Adam. And he is the will of the earth. And you can see his performing here. Okay. So this is part 5, Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Christ. This is the cover of the book, Sneezy the Greasy Baby Sits Abigail, written by D. Michelle Birdsong and Robin Birdsong and T.J. Robshaw. This is a video, Sneezy, on the Michelle Birdsong YouTube channel. The best family-friendly video on YouTube, someone said to me. And this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Lou Ranziger, reborn as my grandson. Okay. Fallon and Jandara, this is Fallon, this is Jandara. Holding hands, skipping, laughing, playing a little brown girl and a little white girl. That's Dr. King's dream. Dr. King has been reborn as my grandson, Lou Ranziger. That's his brother, and this is his sister. And his mother is Melanie Lynn Spear. Christopher Columbus, St. Patrick, Cleopatra, etc. Stevie sang of the album, That's What It Is All About. Talk and Share. This is the album that so impressed Stevie Wonder that he started a friendship with Edwin Birdsong and family that lasted 49 years, till Edwin recently transitioned from this body. What it is, Stevie sang of the album, What It Is. This is what it is. You can't see the title. You can see it back here. This is the back cover, What It Is. It said, what it is oh so new. And then another part of the song, he says, what it is oh so true. I just called to say I love you. It was D. Michelle Birdsong who discovered, Miles Red discovered Edwin Birdsong. After he played a song he'd written for her, she told him, you need a recording contract. He lived quite well off the royalties from his recording contracts. He listened. He won 2 Grammys. Michelle did Edwin's hairstyle, hair art, wearing hair plaits caught on when this album came out and everybody saw his hair. Blacks all over the world wore plaits, many of them with extensions. Norma Pinella said of this album, your songs are movies. That's Sing Birdsong. When a newborn baby is born, the world gets one more chance. That's one of the songs Edwin and I wrote on the album, What It Is. That new baby was Sing Birdsong, a projection of Jesus Christ. And these are some of the people who sampled Edwin's later works. De La Soul, Snoop Dogg, who also has the hairstyle, wears braids, Mary J. Blige, Kanye West. The tune was sung stronger. Words for that album, What It Is, by D. Michelle Birdsong. This is the album Supernatural, Edwin's second album. Edwin Birdsong, Image by D. Michelle Birdsong. I Love You, Michelle, Yeah, Baby is a video on YouTube. The song is on this album, Supernatural. It's a beautiful, heartfelt song, very sincere. Edwin Birdsong, the Michelle Birdsong's first husband, Mild Red Birdsong, Mild Red Songbird, Evangeline Einstein, projected Marilyn Monroe. I love you, Michelle, it sings. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have continued. People.com music. Decipher messages in words. Words. W. That's a W. Order. O-R-D. D for divine. S for source. W. Order. Divine source. Why Michael Bublé says fan is a horrible word. These people are my family, he says. There's something. Let's see what else. Oh, they're my equals. That's what it said. Okay, let's decode equals. Eve, Queen, Adam, Wills, Sun Source. Van, feel, Anne, Angel, Evangeline. This is Mild Red Birdsong. Excerpts. This is the girl who wrote this article. For people.com. Excerpts. There. True. Is it heaven? H-E-A-V-E. Yeah, true heaven. Einstein, Eve. Sex, which is pleasure. Her, he. Okay. True. Air. Heaven, Einstein, Eve, pleasure is he, her. He is Einstein, her is Evangeline. Okay, so we're just saying that Evangeline Einstein is a true heir to heaven on earth. Michael Bublé says, I feel connected to those beautiful souls. The son said to Eve, you are beautiful. He did, he said that to me. Bublé says, I think they'll realize, real alive, that I'm speaking to them. Them, who is them? The, T-H-E, M for Michelle. The Michelle. I'm speaking to the Michelle when I'm looking through the camera and looking at them. They have an energy. Michelle. The Michelle has been saying to family and friends that Michael Bublé and her husbands, such as George Washington, Glenn Beck, James Madison, Lionel Richie, Oliver Cromwell, Greg Gutfeld, has been talking to her on the videos for years. And, I mean, she had to see it. You know, she didn't want to see it. She didn't want to believe it. She thought it was a coincidence. Sharon Z said there's no such thing as a coincidence. So she had to own it. Now up here, her lives. Will, divine energy, sun source. Yes. Will, sex divide. Pleasure is divided. Will, sex. Live, energy, Eve, source. Or is that live? Yes. So Adam is the source of the will, and certainly the Son is the source of, that's the ultimate, that's the first source of the will. And then Adam is a projection of the source. So, and Eve is the source of energy. Okay? So just telling you what's going on here. Those true heaven of sons, natural secrets. Eve. Eve is the true heaven of the sun. She's a daughter. Okay. Plato, Mark Stein. These are other of her husbands who talked to her. Plato, Mark Stein, Aristotle, Stefan Molyneux, and others look through the camera and speak or sing to her. They're on the same frequency as Eve de Michel. But Michael Bublé speaks to her much, much more than anyone except her brother, guardian angel husband, Jesus Christ, Gurinder Singh. Not only does he speak to Eve over the air, but he is always available to her in her ear. Jordan Peterson Muhammad, Eve's husband in a past life, actually came to her and made love to her spiritually, and so did Plato, Mark Stein. Eve was Socrates, and so did Paul Revere, Alex Jones, and Harriet Tubman, Ann Coulter. When Eve was in hospital, her husband, Jesus Christ, Gurinder Singh, made love to her spiritually twice, 11 hours straight, without stopping, both times. And it was so pleasurable, she didn't get tired of it. She just lay there enjoying and receiving his lovemaking. During the past 5 years or so, when she's been home, she said again and again to guys who hit on her. No, when she's been homeless, she said again and again to guys who hit on her, I don't sleep with anybody who's not my husband. Then husbands from her past lives started showing up spiritually for sex. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than I've dreamt of in your philosophy. Thus Hamlet said that, pointing out how little even the most educated people can explain. The Saints, that's why I like the Saints, because they can explain everything. They've been there, done that, you know. Michael Bublé, son Noah, was Gary Crosby, Bing Crosby's son. Gary was angry with his father because he hit him, and because Bing was cold and distant to him and was very often away, being the first superstar. His son suffered his absences as he pursued his career at the expense of fatherhood. Gary's sister Mary said Gary, was a very angry person. Gary's brother Philip said their father never beat them black and blue, and he said his brother Gary was a vicious, no-good liar for saying so. 2 of Bing's sons put guns to their heads. Gary died embittered and angry as ever in 1995. Bing's daughter Mary said Bing took her hunting in Africa. She said she shot an impala and a 13-foot crocodile. Bing, she said, was thrilled. As the song in Hair, the movie goes, how can people be so cruel? Don't they know animals can feel pain and they don't want to die any more than people want to die? Many people kill animals and eat them. That's pretty barbaric. The law of the 10 Commandments plainly says, thou shalt not kill. They simply break the law. They are criminals. I wrote a book called Hey, he said, don't eat my animals. That's the cover of the book by Michelle Birdsong. I think it's on Amazon, probably Kindle. Michael Bublé's wife was Eva Perón, wife of the Argentina dictator Juan Perón. She was an Argentine film actress. Today her name is Luciana Lopilato, however you say it. And she's an Argentinian actress. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Okay, now her name is very close to the name of Pilate, Pilat, and with an E it spells Pilate. Before she was an Argentinian actress, Juan Perón's wife, she was Pontius Pilate, the killer of Jesus Christ. She robbed Mary of her husband. She karmically owes Mary, the Michelle Birdsong, a husband. Indeed, her husband, Michael Bublé, is a projection of Jesus Christ. Christ is married to and is having babies with his murderer. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is the Michelle Birdsong Eve was Michael Bublé Adams' first mate. You see how that works? Yeah. Eve Mary, the Michelle Birdsong, is married 37 years to a man, Michael John Spear, who chopped off her head when he was a guillotine operator during the French Revolution, and she was the Queen of France, Marie Antoinette, who only meant after you feed them entrees, also give them dessert, let them eat cake. The Michelle Birdsong has been his psychologist, Michael John Spear, the guillotine operator psychologist, for the entire time they were married. They've been married. She was Freud, Pearls, and Carl Jung's bride, Emma, and she invented a cure for madness guided by her husband, Jesus Christ, called Talk and Share. The Michelle Birdsong kept her husband alive and Michael John Spear alive and functioning, working. He was suicidal, as were her children, Galileo, King Saul, who had killed himself rather than be captured, and Vincent van Gogh, who was a tormented, poverty-stricken genius painter. Josh Groban, a projection of Mr. Rogers. Sethwin Ranzinger, the son of Van Gogh, sings the Don McLean poignant song, Vincent. It is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard, especially the way Josh Groban sings it. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills, and colors on the snowy linen land. And now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity. How you tried to set them free. They would not listen. They did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze. swirling clouds in violet haze, reflecting Vincent's eyes of china blue, share colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. And now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity. No, with all these past lives in our heads, plus words of parents and friends and TV in our head, all jumbled together, no wonder we cry for peace. Talk and share can help one isolate the voices and release some identities and keep others, depending on which ones you want to do. It takes time, but we have eternity. You don't have to leave your body. As long as I've got love, I know I'll stay alive. I will survive. By Gloria Gaynor song. Back to Vincent. And how you tried to set them free. They would not listen. They did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you. But still your love was true. And when no hope was left in sight, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night. Isn't that a beautiful song? If I had had some sleep and my voice was strong, it would have been better, but it was fun singing it. The world was run by criminals until recently, when the sun told Eve she was ruler of the world. She just has to make her wishes known. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, flameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met, the ragged men in ragged clothes, a silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will. Vincent has been reborn as my daughter, Melanie Lynn Spear, also St. Patrick, patron saint of Ireland and of the poor. She was also the explorer Christopher Columbus. She is living in poverty with her children, just like she lived in poverty when she was Vincent van Gogh. Her children are four saints like herself, including Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If she was paid the $82 million, the Van Gogh painting Portrait of Dr. Gachet sold for, or if all the Van Gogh paintings were returned to her, Van Gogh, then life would be fair. That would be fair. Okay, Edwin Birdsong was a vet. This is a new topic. He was stationed in Germany. He used to drive to Paris on the weekend to perform as the Edwin Birdsong Jazz Trio with two other guys. Now this is Robin Birdsong's father, and Sing Birdsong's father, and my writing partner, my first husband. This is a picture. There he is. You can't hardly see, it's blurry. There's the piano, that's him, and that's the audience. It's a photo of the front page of the New York Times. The event was a Poor People's Rally in Washington, D.C., where 100,000 plus people attended. Edwin entertained the crowd, playing the piano and singing a song from his album, What It Is. The song written by Michelle Birdsong called It Ain't No Fun Being a Welfare Recipient. And Minister Farrakhan did not allow Edwin to sing the song at a meeting of his black Muslim followers at the Armory, uptown Manhattan. Wonder why. They don't want intelligent music. Okay, this is all for now. I'm almost at 30 minutes. I'm going to talk more about Pontius Pilate, who is Michael Bublé's wife, on the next video. Alright, so long.